HODs, CEOs of all government entities, traditional leaders from all over our province, Your Excellencies or representatives of different countries that are in this conference on day 2 of the Limpopo Investment Conference, facilitators and speakers and panel members who are going to be participating in this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 2. Once again, my name is Victor Khomwe-Swana, and I have the honor of chairing proceedings today. Yesterday, I forgot to say it. And you should say these things. At the back there's that important station that all of us need to stop at from time to time. It's written restrooms on it, and please take note of that. And I'm sure the emergency exits are very well marked. You should say these things. You shouldn't assume. And the other thing I forgot to mention, Premier, was hashtags. We are not trending, and I think we should be trending, at least ahead of American presidency. We are more important than that. All right. So those who are on social media, those who have smartphones, please let the smartphones do the talking. There are hashtags. There are 3 of them. The easier one to remember is hashtag LIC 2024. LIC for Limpopo Investment Conference 2024. The other one is just Limpopo Investment Conference, hashtag Limpopo Investment Conference. And I don't want to patronize anybody. When you do a hashtag, don't space. No, you gotta say these things. Don't say Limpopo space. Don't punctuate. It's one word. Otherwise, the hashtag becomes Limpopo, and then people are wondering what you're talking about. And then Limpopo opportunities. I'm just going to ask you, when you write Limpopo, the O for opportunities, make it capital letters, please. It's just more optically cleaner than if you make it small letter. Use those hashtags on all social media platforms, especially Facebook and X. Instagram, it doesn't matter. Share the message, let the world know that we are having the biggest show in Limpopo, that we are here with all investors. Yeah, shout it out and tell everybody. The biggest show is in town. So, Premier, yesterday, we don't have time, so I won't take too long, but yesterday we had a very good full day, and thank you for hosting the refreshments and the hospitality. I saw that you were taking it just as seriously as you took the formalities. So, but the essence of it is that you set the tone very well by telling everybody what the Limpopo province is about. You announced the changes, how things are being done differently. You emphasize that you are action-oriented and you don't want the changes happening in due course, you want them happening now. You had your MECs here, including the Limpopo Economic Development, Environment and Tourism, and a lot of other MECs who spoke about the province and where the priorities are. We had an address by the President as well to emphasize the centrality of Limpopo as a province. We had presentations, for example, like that one from the Department of Trade, Investment and Competition, which emphasized the South African landscape to show where Limpopo fits in. We also had the African Continental Free Trade Area and the SADC Free Trade Area, what it means, what those mean to Limpopo. We also, thankfully, had messages from Business Unity South Africa, which always comes in handy when you are running anything business and investment related. We had the Black Business Council, very much in line with the inclusive economic growth theme of the conference. Having said that, we had wonderful panels, starting with agriculture and agro-processing, which emphasized that this is the food basket of SADC. and Africa in a very big way, and the rest of the world. The infrastructure and logistics put the spotlight on how many opportunities are there to use the location of this province to develop and ride the wave of other infrastructure developments elsewhere in the country. The automotive industry brought home the message about how our PGM metals, among other things, are just an opportunity that is allowed to go to waste because we are running the energy, the lithium ion battery industry, everything with the clean energy, everything to do with automotive sector. We have a contribution to make, and it's about time we brought the value chain much more downstream in our province. The tourism industry got a little carried away at the end, but it emphasized that industry that has no diminishing returns. Tourism doesn't know diminishing returns. And unless you are having over-tourism as a problem, like they have in places like the Seychelles, you should just keep on pumping and pumping until, and because we have all categories of tourists here, including the VFR, visiting friends and relatives, we should be taking full advantage of that. Today, we are going to have the mineral and mineral beneficiation, mining and mineral beneficiation. The facilitation will be done by Yuho Pinar. I think we did a briefing, Yuho, but I'm going to ask that you start getting ready and getting your panel mic'd so that when the Deputy Minister's finished with her address, you can get on with the panel. And then we are going to have also the Ramathuba's Industrial Park, the proposed SEZ, and the facilitator will be Dr. Siyabonga Simai, and the 7th Energy Precious Mpepele will be doing the facilitation, and last but not least, the Musina Makado Special Economic Zone by Howard Bibi Khan. So every time you'll see a panel going towards conclusion, the next facilitator, could you please just go to our sound people there? They are very helpful in miking you up and showing you how the equipment works and making sure that you're connected and able to continue. Last but not least, before I call the Deputy Minister, I just need to acknowledge again the partners, the Mineral and Resources and Energy Department as a partner, Limpopo Provincial Government, LEADER, the Limpopo Economic Development Agency, FOSCO, the Musina Makado SEZ, or Special Economic Zone, the DBS Group, AON, and I will read the other partners as we go along and the sponsors. We're going to right away get going then, if you'll allow me. We welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, to deliver the keynote address for day 2 of the investment conference, the Deputy Minister of the Department of Mineral Resources and Petroleum, Ms. Judith Nemazinga Shabalala. May I ask if the air conditioner is on in here? Is it just me or is it too hot in this place? It's not me, right? It's just the chair? Is the cheese scope under the lights? It boils very quickly. Deputy Minister.
Thank you so much. I think it's you that is heated. Maybe it's the dinner, I don't know. I'm told the dinner was quite good. Let me start by saying it's nice to be here. But investment. When you go to church, when they say it's nice to be here, you say it's good to be here. You see, it's very important. Yes, isn't it? I'm starting and that's not easy. So you must give the chair up, you know. Program Director, Mr. Homuswana, President of the Republic, President Ramaphosa, that obviously he opened the conference online. The Premier of our lovely province, our Dr. Phophi Ramathuba, our MEC for Economic Development, Environment and Tourism, Mr. Chitereke Matibe, members of the Limpopo Executive Councils, members of the legislature that are here, members of parliament, mayors, and other councillors that are here, and of course to our host, Mr. John Mbe, I don't see him as well. So Director General, heads of departments, CEOs that are here, Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources that are here, to the DDGs, the regional manager of Limpopo region, all of you that are here, officials, I acknowledge you, including our entities, Samanco, Mintech, Fosco, and CGS, that obviously will be taking on to the stage, captains of industry, the mining community, mining houses, small and large. And Honorable Premier, you see our department is called Minerals and Petroleum. So there's a petroleum part. That's a family on its own. So I would like to think that moving forward and going to the next investment, you also look into the issues of gas and oil. It's quite very critical. It's a very important sector as well. So for today, we are called on the mining houses. The investors that are here, representatives of unions, and of course, special greetings to my SANCO. It's called South African Civic Organization. I'll be doing justice if I don't, for specific reasons, others that would know. The PS and the chair was here. I greet you. So I want to say, perhaps with the greetings as well, the mining and energy companies, financial institutions, government departments, and the 2 special economic zones, Fetahomu, Tubatse, and Musina Makado, members of various business forums, saw the Black Business yesterday, leaders of religious organizations, traditional leaders, community, friends of the media that are here, facilitators, panelists, and so forth. So I want to leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, Dimachironi, Absheni, Dumelan, Sanbonan, Bodani, Tobel. So Kidumedisits, Absheni. Premier, it is an honor and a privilege to be part of this year's Limpopo Investment Conference under the theme Inspiring Inclusive Economic Growth. We gather here as we concluded, for me, the October month, a month that is very important in our liberation movement, rather the organization perhaps that I belong to, being the ANC, wherein it celebrated the month of Oliver Reginald Mdala Tambo, a man who was the longest serving president of the ANC, who gave his life for the organization to fight for its people. And I want to quote him in one of his quotes that he would have done. And he says, we're not fighting against people, we're fighting against the system. And I ask myself, we're sitting here, we're in the system. Now, what is the current fight? We're talking about the economics, hence we're here, and the development of the people. But let me quote him further. He says that, open quote, I had other plans for my life. I wanted to be a minister of Anglican Church with Bishop Clayton. After we married, I was going to train for the ministry in Cape Town, but God had other plans for me. And God's plan for me was to fight in the political liberation of my people. And then I ask, for all of us who are here, what is your plan and what is the God plan that He has for you? At least Oliver Tambo was very clear about it. Now, insights from the recent visit that I've done since I became the Deputy Minister, and we're more than 100 days in office in the GNU. One would have engaged themselves in going throughout the regions and regional offices to really check the state of the regions, but to check the operations of mines nationwide, to better understand for myself the mining and landscape and explore growth opportunities. These visits have been instrumental to myself in validating one of Mintechs that you know that we have an ongoing study that we have done and commissioned a Mintech to do so, which highlights that recent mining developments are concentrated in Limpopo, Northwest and the Northern Cape. Projects in Limpopo such as Memo Mine in Waterberg, Ingwe Platinum Mine, the 100% black-owned Letabo exploration in Sikukune, and expansions at Vanetia and Bokoni mines underscore the province's mining strength. This year alone, our regional office received 19 mining rights application and 473 prospecting rights application, resulting in 7 mining rights and 56 prospecting rights granted, showing a significant level of activity and interest in the Limpopo mining potential. Now, you would also appreciate the licensing as the transformation and as we deal with it, that the time frame that we have been dealing with is to make sure that the time frames and the backlog of that is quite limited, and that's what President would have employed to ensure that we don't delay in the administration and the bureaucratic and understanding how people should be able to get these mining rights. Now, Limpopo's rich and diverse mineral base, these developments in Limpopo reflect South Africa's diverse mining industry, a true testament to the province's rich mineral resource with mines such as Mogalakwena Platinum, Grootegeluk Coal, and Modikwa Platinum. Limpopo not only drives economic growth within the province, but also drives vital employment opportunity. At a national level, mining contributes around 6% to GDP and directly employs over 480,000 people, including more than 72,000 who are women, that affirming its role as a cornerstone of our economy. So this is a very important industry, if not a department, in the life of this country, specifically for those reasons. Now, resilience of the gold and PGM sectors. Despite challenges in the gold mining sector, that you know that the gold is declining in the country in terms of mining activities, South Africa remains one of the world's top 13 gold producers, yet it is the PGM sector that is increasingly becoming essential to our economy, with South Africa supplying significant shares of the world platinum, palladium, and rhodium. Limpopo's vast PGMs reserves will be critical to sustain this sector, which we serves as a key economic engine and positions South Africa as a global leader in PGMs. Now, the importance of coal for the energy security, and I'll deal with the other discussion that talks to the green energy. Now, in addition to these PGMs, Limpopo coal resources play a vital role in meeting our nation's energy demands. This province contributes significantly to our energy security, Honorable MEC Matibe, bolstering economic growth through job creation and poverty alleviation. In 2023, and I illustrate to yourself that the country produced 232 million tons of coal, which solidified South Africa's position as the world's 5th largest coal exploiter. That you need to underline as South Africa. But we must clap hands for that. That's what we have. Thank you. The global role of manganese and coal sectors, and our manganese and chrome sectors are equally poised to meet the rise in global demands for minerals used in green technologies. The electric vehicles that the gentleman was sitting there yesterday was illustrating and telling us that he has the electric vehicle and its construction. Now, with South Africa holding the world's largest known manganese reserves, we are all positioned to remain a significant player in this market, supporting both local and global advancement in the sustainable technologies. So you shouldn't say South Africa can be developed and can't develop. So we are here now. Driving the issues of beneficiation and value addition, and this is what the Premier was emphasizing and talking to throughout, and to say that we need this beneficiation to come. Now, while our resources are abundant in this country, the continued export of raw materials limits really our potential for creating the jobs and profits locally. That is something in this ministry we're very clear about with Minister Gwede Samson Mantaj, to say that we would want to make sure that all these resources and how we're able to process them, the value chain should happen fully on so. Now, for us, we have that potential to unlock the full value of these resources, we are working with manganese and chrome producers to promote beneficiation and local value addition. This is crucial for ensuring that the benefits of our mineral wealth are enjoyed by all South Africans, and we are pleased with the progress made thus far. The point around the need and our focus to say that we want the beneficiation to happen here. So we are also calling Honorable Premier to the investors outside that are willing to come to really work in the country so that we make sure these minerals, they don't leave as raw they are. So the investment that we're looking for is not just for people to come and invest as in when our mine owners, especially the small miners that don't really have the capital. So what happens, you would have somebody who comes in, you give them shares, you're mining, but they still export and take this raw material. So we are saying that we want to invite them to come and work in the country, be able to train the people in the country, all those skills. For instance, I'll give an example in silica. If you're doing that, you are producing glass and so forth and other. So we want all of that to happen here, unlike you taking it abroad. And that's an investment now that we are calling as well as the sector, because the companies, the mining communities, what they do, they are really strained financially, and you know how our economy is working. So what happens is that they're saying, talk to our customers, because the customers are the one, their duty, they are mining, the customers come and take the material. So we need to talk to the customers, and we're saying to the customers, please don't take them away. Come, let's work at it here and produce the end product of it so that the economy can grow, but our people have the skills and the know-how how to take advantage of this material. Limpopo's resilience in the gold, PGMs and sectors, and I think I've spoken to that, and coal security, excuse me. All right, driving the beneficiation and the value addition. And I think I would have spoken to the issue around that. Now, the social and labor plan, and it's part of what we are saying, how we can see the importance of social labor plans for us to become, because they are more of a conduit between the communities that reside closer to these mining communities, but also the companies that are there, for it to bridge the gap and be able to assist in the development of this country. That way, you'd also make sure that the production or rather the work of the companies are not impacted upon. Now, our commitment to sustainable development extends to ensuring that mining communities benefit directly through the social labor plans. This SLP, which complement municipality integrated development plans, what we call the IDPs, enable mining companies to really to contribute to community upliftment, infrastructure development. Over the past 5 years, 534 SLP projects have been implemented nationwide, valued at 2.5 billion in Limpopo. We are seeing tangible progress through these projects, and I'll highlight some of these projects that we are speaking about. The 120 million steel bridge project in Malekana, that is supported by joint venture of leading mining firms in Sekhukhune district. That is what we are doing. The Northern Zonde Dres Lanskirel Bridge repair at the D23 road surfacing project in Waterberg, that is valued at 49 million. The Phalaborwa mining 40-kilometer road construction project in Mopani district at 220 million, partnership with the road agency of Limpopo. So the MEC of roads, I think, or transport here, he's not here, I don't see him. He was saying that I want the mining camps, we are here now. This is also what we are doing, that is benefiting Maseku, Mashishimale, Matiko, Shilaya, and Ulekani, Shilaya, and Ulekani villages. All right. The Sibanye Stillwater Ditabaneng Clinic in Capricorn District, Premier, and 18 million projects that we are having to enhance the healthcare, MEC Matipe. So don't say I'm not delivering. Already we are here. We are in the space. We're enhancing the healthcare in Kha and Pahlele, the Exaro Chikondeni's village water storage and solar system installation in Vembe District at the tune of 2.6 million. Initiatives support supporting Motele and Makuya villages. These projects exemplify the positive impact of SLPs, ensuring that mining directly benefit from this, the communities it touches. It's quite important, like we said, it's about the community. We're giving them jobs throughout these skills, but we're also assisting the municipality throughout this infrastructure. And we'll know that municipalities financially, they're also not doing well in most of the cases. And Mayor Mamadou Bitifo, she's really in need from Capricorn of investment when it comes to the issues of water there. She's quite strained, so don't worry, I'll be your cheerleader on the other side to make sure that we find you an investor, if not a mine, that will be able to invest in your municipality and assist you to get the water infrastructure going on, including other mayors from Vembe. I must also be more Vembe because ndiaya napalat petuti zono ndisongosha vera kure zono nandeni kotota zore badenke ayani. And while I'm at it, Honorable Matibe, I'll share with you a story right at the end. Now let me speak about the progress of the Juna Mining Exploration Fund. To further stimulate growth, the 400 million Juna Mining Exploration Fund was launched in February 2024 in partnership with the IDC and the Council of Geosciences, hence the Minister Parkstar, who was here yesterday. Early screenings have identified promising projects, particularly in Limpopo, Northern Cape and Northwest, focusing on essential minerals for our first funding call, including copper, nickel, lithium, rare earth elements, and graphite. With a new funding round on the horizon, we encourage all prospective applicants from Limpopo in particular to really apply, underscoring the fund's pivotal role in unlocking this province's mineral wealth. So the sooner we open it, we need you to also make sure that our people from this province also take advantage of that. Now, supporting artisanal and small-scale mining, the Artisanal Small-Scale Miners Fund is also advancing steadily